Still polishing that shield, I see. Must be comforting having something so simple to focus on. Scrub away the dirt, buff out the scratches, pretend like you can make everything clean again if you just work hard enough at it. Some stains don't come out though. Some damage can't be undone, no matter how much elbow grease you put into it.
Funny thing about shields. They're meant to protect people, not the person holding them. Every scratch on this metal represents someone who lived because I stood between them and harm. Every dent tells a story about choosing to absorb damage, rather than deal it out. Your costume doesn't have a single mark on it, does it? Hard to get dirty when you never get close enough to the real fight to matter.
The real fight? You mean the fight where you tie one hand behind your back with rules and regulations while the other hand pats yourself on the back for being so noble? I don't get dirty because I end fights before they start. I solve problems. Permanently instead of playing this endless game of catch and release that you call heroism. When I'm done with a threat, it stays done.
Permanent solutions sound clean until you realize what they actually cost. Every threat you've ended permanently was someone's son, someone's father, someone's last chance at redemption. I've seen murderers become ministers, gang leaders become community organizers, lost souls find their way back to the light. Your way eliminates all those possibilities with a laser blast and calls it efficiency. That's not solving problems. That's just creating smaller, quieter ones.
Creating smaller problems? Every criminal you've rehabilitated has inspired 10 more to think they can get away with anything because Captain America will eventually forgive them. Your mercy has a body count attached to it that you refuse to acknowledge. How many innocent people have died because you gave killers second chances? How many families have been destroyed because you couldn't stomach doing what was necessary?
Necessity is the excuse weak people use when they want to do strong things without taking responsibility for them. Yes, some people I've tried to help have fallen back into darkness. Yes, some have hurt others after I gave them opportunities to change. But for every failure, there are dozens of successes you'll never hear about because reformed criminals don't make headlines. They just live quiet lives, raise families, contribute to communities. They become the people they were always capable of being when someone believed in them.
Believed in them? You mean enabled them? Your faith in human nature is either naive or narcissistic. I can't decide which is worse. Either you genuinely think people are fundamentally good despite all evidence to the contrary, or you think your personal intervention can somehow overcome basic human nature through the power of your inspiring example. Both options make you delusional, just in different ways.
Human nature isn't fundamentally anything. It's fundamentally potential. People become what they're expected to become, what they're given the opportunity to become, what they're shown is possible to become. You look at humanity and see a problem that needs managing. I look at humanity and see infinite possibilities that need nurturing. The only delusion here is thinking that fear and intimidation create lasting change instead of just temporary compliance.
Temporary compliance saves lives while you're busy nurturing possibilities. Every day that a criminal isn't committing crimes because they're terrified of what I'll do to them is another day that innocent people get to go home safely to their families. Your long-term vision of human improvement means nothing to the people who die waiting for it to materialize. I deal with reality as it exists, not as I wish it could be.
Reality as it exists includes the capacity for growth, change, and redemption that you've systematically eliminated from your worldview. You've decided that people are incapable of genuine transformation, so you've appointed yourself their permanent warden. But here's what you don't understand. When you rule through fear, you don't eliminate evil. You just drive it underground where it festers and grows stronger. Every person who obeys you out of terror is secretly planning ways to resist, or escape, or strike back.
Let them plan. Let them resist. Let them try to escape. They'll fail, and their failure will serve as an example to anyone else stupid enough to think they can challenge order. I don't need people to love me. I need them to behave. Love is conditional, temporary, fickle. Fear is reliable, consistent, predictable. You can't build a stable society on something as fragile as human affection.
You can't build any kind of society on fear, because fear isn't creative. It's only destructive. Fear doesn't inspire innovation, cooperation, sacrifice for the common good. It just inspires survival instincts and self-preservation. Every great achievement in human history happened because someone chose love over fear, hope over despair, connection over isolation. You've built a prison and called it paradise, but all you've really done is ensure that humanity will never reach its potential.
Potential. Humanity had thousands of years to reach its potential, and what did it accomplish? Wars, genocide, environmental destruction, weapons capable of ending all life on Earth. The only reason this planet isn't a radioactive wasteland is because people like me finally stepped up to provide actual leadership instead of inspirational speeches. Your faith in human potential is touching, Rogers, but it's also proven wrong by literally all of human history.
Human history also includes art, music, literature, scientific discoveries, acts of selfless heroism, movements for justice that transformed entire civilizations. You focus on the darkness and use it to justify becoming darker yourself. Every generation has produced people who chose to be better than their circumstances, who sacrificed for strangers, who died for principles they'd never live to see vindicated. That's the humanity I fight for. Not perfect, but perfectible.
Perfectible through what? Centuries more of gradual moral evolution while millions suffer in the meantime? Your approach is a luxury that only people insulated from real consequences can afford. I've seen what humans do when they think no one's watching, when they think there won't be repercussions, when they think they can get away with it. They choose selfishness every single time. The only thing that keeps civilization functional is the knowledge that someone stronger is making sure the rules get followed.
And what happens when that someone stronger decides the rules need changing? What happens when the person with ultimate authority decides that their personal preferences should become universal law? What happens when the protector decides that protection requires eliminating everything they don't understand or approve of? You've made yourself into the single point of failure for an entire civilization. When you inevitably break or go wrong, everything collapses.
I don't break, I don't go wrong. I'm not some fragile human who gets corrupted by power or compromised by weakness. I was designed to be perfect, created to be incorruptible, engineered to be exactly what this world needs. Your projection of human limitations onto me just proves how little you understand about what I actually am. I'm not a person who got power. I'm power that happens to look like a person.
And that's exactly the problem. You stopped seeing yourself as human so long ago that you can't remember what you lost when you made that choice. Every monster in history convinced themselves they were beyond human limitations, beyond human flaws, beyond human accountability. The moment you decided you were something other than human was the moment you became something less than human. You're not evolution. You're extinction wearing a cape and calling itself progress.